I quite often get asked for more affordable boats on Aquaholic, and I'm up at Wyatt Marine on the River Thames, and they've got this Regal Ventura, which I thought would be an interesting boat to show you, because this really is at the lower end of affordability. I think this one from memory is just over 20,000. I'll obviously put the price in the title as I normally do. It's a 1999 boat, and as a step onto the water, I think you do a lot worse than something like this. It's a really interesting boat. So we're going to take a look on board of this one, and I'll explain to you what it's all about. But as I say, the big feature on this really is affordability. As a first step afloat, I think you could do a lot worse. So it is an outdrive boat. So this is the outdrive for the engine here. Propeller is on the back. That tilts down and into the water. This one's been fitted with these rudders on it, which is rather unusual. The reason for that is because on the river, which is where this boat has been, that gives you a bit more steering at low speeds. If you had this on the sea, you wouldn't bother with that. Let's step on board, and I will give you the tour. It's a shorter tour than normal, but nonetheless, it's an interesting one. Bathing platform is on the back here, so great for swimming off of. That little fella there is a ski tow eye. So you hook a water ski line on there if you want to put a skier or water toys like ski biscuits, and you can do it with that. There's also a navigation light, and then that one is just to drop an ensign in, so that's a flag on the back of the boat. And I suspect there's a boarding ladder here somewhere as well. Yes, there is. I walked straight past it. There we go. That's the boarding ladder, so that's where you would drop that down into the water to get on and off, and you can see there's that bar there then to pull yourself on board. So if we head on into the cockpit, you've got a transom door here, so this will close off like so, and this is the cockpit area. Now there's a canopy. You can see we've got the front section up. There's a back section that encloses this whole cockpit area. If you want to, you can take the sides out and just have this top up as a bimini top. That's very useful on a warm day. Or then you can fold these bars back against this one. The whole lot sort of folds up. There's a sleeve that goes around it and zips across it, and that gives you a completely open boat. Now in terms of seating, as you can see, there's seating all the way around the back of here. In fact, there are infill cushions that drop into here. That's why this lip here is there. And also there's a table that goes here, and you can put a short leg onto that, brings the table down to the same height. So that whole area infills to make a great big sunbathing area. In fact, those are the table legs. That's the long table leg there, and that's the short one. And then you've got this here, and you can see this backrest slides on the track, so you can have that for seating facing backwards, or slide the backrest back and get seating facing forwards and a smaller seat here. And then opposite that then, there's a fridge, keep your drinks cool during the day, and a little sink. So it's all you need for a bit of picnicking, keep your drinks cool, keep your sandwiches in there, whatever you want to do. And then up here at the front, there's seating where Jack the Sack is sat, and then you've got this double helm seat on this side. To access the foredeck on this one, there's steps up here. You open that door in the windscreen, you walk straight through. Then your helm is over here, so you've got throttle and gear shift on this side, so you nudge it forward into gear and then throttle up, or nudge it backwards into astern and throttle up backwards. Steering, of course, and then this is your engine instrumentation across here, and then switch gear for things like the horn, the bilge pump, which pumps water out of the bilge. There's also a bilge blower, very important on a petrol engine boat that you run that for 5 minutes before you start the engine. It just gets rid of any petrol fumes. And then on this side is the VHF radio, and that one there is an indicator for the automatic fire extinguishing system that's in the engine room. So that's the cockpit. As I say, great for days out, and you've also got storage down here, so you can get maybe water skis and that kind of thing tucked away. And then if we head on forward, so what's called a Cuddy Cabin. So in here there is seating, as you can see, that wraps around here. These are those infill cushions for the cockpit. So if you want to get into a sunbathing area, that's where those are. If we come right on in, there's a hatch up above, so you can get some ventilation in here. It's also another way out. There's a light in here as well. And then these cushions over here infill this, so if you want to sleep on here, you can make this into a bed. And if you come around here, that's just a locker, and this one underneath that is a loo. So it's a chemical toilet, and it pulls out of there if anyone needs to use the loo. That's where that is. There's stereo speakers in here as well, and then that's a light. And then over on this side is the stereo light switches, and just a locker underneath there. So that's the boat. Let's go back and have a look at the engine, and we'll find that right at the back. So what we do to access this is That back one lifts up, there's more storage in there. That in fact is that enzyme that goes in that socket at the back, and then we should be able to pull the whole thing forward. There we go. And that's the engine. So this is a Mercruiser V8 engine. It's 5.7 litres and it's fuel injected. It's a petrol engine, and that, I'm guessing a bit, but that's got to give the boat over 30 knots, I would think, maybe 35 knots. So it's going to be a good sports boat, great for water sports, great for just going for a blast down the coast. That's that fire extinguishing system just there. And then you've got your engine start battery down on the side. It's all fairly simple and straightforward, really. And that is about it. But as I say, interesting one to have a look at, just to see what you can get a little further down the budget range than we're normally at. Let's pop that seat back on there, and I think I'll sit here. And say huge thanks to Valois Marine. Have a look on their website if you want to find that one. I'll put a link to them in the description. And huge thanks to you guys as ever for watching. Let me know what you think of that one, and let me know what you think of having cheaper boats like this on the channel, and perhaps we'll do a few more. Catch you on another one very soon. Take care. Bye bye.